we have here little flyer about how to have a healthy heart. What do we have to do to have a healthy heart? And it tells us all kinds of things. And it said, catch this one, as we age, we're at risk for developing heart disease. So men over 45, and because women 55, have a higher risk, okay? And we men, it says, are more likely than women to have heart disease. I guess I qualify on all those terms, so I better kind of get on with it. And it tells us being active, okay, eating healthy, all kinds of things that we're supposed to do, and be heart smart. Well, in our gospel today, we hear about a heart condition in our readings today, a heart condition that all of us have to have checked. Whether men, women, old, young, whatever it is, there's one heart condition we have to check all the time. Now, our gospel tonight tells us the time just shortly before Jesus suffers his passion and his death. And Jesus says, he talked often about that time, the kind of death he's going to have. He says, now the hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. All the Gospels, all four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they all spend a lot of time talking about these last days, the last hours of Jesus on this earth, his passion and death, his glory. Okay? Now is the time, the Son of Man, to be glorified. Well, this is a different kind of glory, isn't it, huh? Jesus is going to suffer and be put to death. He'll surrender himself into the hands of others, and he'll have no control over what happens to him. And this is a violent death, isn't it? This is no easy passing. This is a violent time, a violent death. Well, what does Jesus have to say about it? He says, well, I'm troubled now, but what should I say? Father, save me from this hour? But this is the purpose for which I came. This is why I came into the world. And Jesus suffered this violence, suffered this death for everybody, for all of us. Notice in the gospel today, first part, some Greeks come along. They want to see Jesus. And Jesus doesn't turn them away. He came for everybody. All of us, everybody. And that's why all of us have to stop tonight and ask ourselves, now what does this mean to me? What does this death of Jesus mean for me? Now, time's running out, but there's still time. Still time in this season of Lent. We have 2 weeks before us. Now, I think it's safe to say that all of us might have made some plans at the beginning of Lent, even simple plans, what we were going to do and maybe what we're not going to do, right? And I think it's pretty safe to say that, well, a lot of us probably didn't do all that we hoped to do, right? Think that's a safe statement? We didn't quite make it. No, I think we got some legitimate excuses, right? I mean, just the weather alone we've had in this time of Lent, right? I mean, just surviving seemed to be a big job for all of us, huh? We dealt with all kinds of cold temperatures and snow and frozen water pipes, right? Anybody have frozen water pipes? All that kind of stuff. So now we have a special opportunity. Now we have these last 2 weeks before us. And the challenge for us is, how are we going to make these last 2 weeks special? How can we grow closer to God? How can we carry out some of the things that we have planned? We have 2 weeks to do it. The other day, I was talking to a man, and I asked him, well, how you doing? He said, all he could say to me is, I think I need God in my life. I think I need God in my life. Well, from what I know of him, he's probably a very good man, but I'm pretty sure he's had a difficult time of it on the streets. Difficult life. Good man, difficult life. But I also think that he kind of speaks for most of us here tonight, huh? Good people, we want to grow closer to God. We want to make sure that God's in our life. We're here to make sure that that we feel the presence of God in our lives. And this is the time we have. Now, remember in the beginning, we talked about a healthy heart, right? Now, the psalm in between the first and second reading that we sang, but something we sang over and over again. God, create a clean heart in me. God, create a clean heart in me. Well, maybe we could make these 2 weeks special. Ask God, create a clean heart in me. Create a clean heart in me, God. So as we continue now, and we get ready to share in the body and blood of Christ, let's ask God for the help that we need. The help that we need so that these last 2 weeks, we can truly carry out some of the plans that we had made early in Lent, the beginning of Lent. Let's ask our God to help us go back to those and live them out for the next 2 weeks. Make these 2 weeks special. So that it comes to Easter, we can truly say that God has created a clean heart in us. We have grown closer to our God.